Hey guys, Noviva here, and today we will be playing Interrogation, You Will Be Deceived. Well, from what I know about this game, it seems to be like a story-based kind of game, and there's like, of course, dialogue options that you can choose. And depending on what you choose, the case might close, or become cold, or perhaps you accuse the wrong person. Who knows? So I'll be trying this out, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so there's 3 difficulty: visual novel, detective mode, and interrogation challenge. Well, I don't think I'm a good detective, so I think I will probably go with the middle one, cause I want a bit of a challenge. But at the same time, I don't need babysitting, you know. A few years ago. So you already have a detective in front of me. Welcome, this will be your first drill session of the investigation, interview, and interrogation technique course. Wow, that's very detailed. We'll be bringing in a subject. They're a trained actor but should be fully in character for the duration of the interview. I'm considered invisible and inaudible by the actor, but I'll be guiding you along. Before any interrogation, the first thing to do is to consult the subject file. Oh, so this file over here, eh? Aha! Police department form. Oh damn, this is quite detailed. So Mr. Bright, despite coming from a well-off parent, has taken to bike theft. So stealing bikes, I see. Okay. Oh shit, there's more details about this person. So he has stolen a lot of bikes before. We also have a CCTV footage showing a masked figure matching the suspect description, jumping on an unsupervised bicycle and riding off fast. When you're done checking the files, you can bring in the subject. Be careful though, now is not the case. But when it will be the time-sensitive situation, this is when the clock starts ticking. Well, bring them in then. Stop talking. So first thing first, let's just try and straight up ask him. You can check the accusation question every now and then to get a sense of whether you're close to a confession. I mean, I don't want to accuse people first, so why do you steal bike? They say with a smirk. I ain't steal no bike, bruv. Right, so that surprisingly didn't work. We need to get the subject in the right state of mind to give us answers. So how do we do that? We have the following tools which we can use to see what state the subject is in. Oh, so this weird thingy here then. This shows us how open the subject is by looking at the pupil dilation corroborated with a few other signals. The wider the pupils are, the more open the subject is. Oh, that's good to know. This meter tells us how scared the subject is by measuring the pulse as well as other bodily symptoms. The quicker the heart rate, the more scared the subject is. Ooh. Now you can influence these meters in all sorts of ways, from building a personal connection to exploiting their background, from cornering them in contradiction to roughing them up. Oh wait, so you can... Are you suggesting that I punch the living shit out of this person? Because I will do that. Just to get a confession, just saying. Let's try to build a connection first. You probably want to start off as soft as possible. As soft as possible, eh? Damn it, so what's my option here then? Well, I mean, if you're going soft as possible, I guess we could try to, like, how do you say? You know, ease it up a little, try to be nice to this person. So I'll be like, hey, leaving expenses aside, no. I used to crack payphones when I was a teen. They shake their head in disbelief. Pfft, fucking doubt it. He's not buying it yet. Try opening up yourself when questioning the subject, then try this one again. Can't believe they have me chasing bikes. Why can't people just lock them up properly? They seem amused. It's fucking stupid, man. Waste of taxpayer money and all of that. Okay, good. You seem more authentic. Now get closer to the subject. How do I get closer? I guess this option again. They say with a tinge of disbelief. What? That's tag. We have now opened up some good. Oh, that is why the meter now shows a wider circle than in the beginning. Now let's see how we could try to scare him. You want to intimidate, but don't jump to big threats right off the bat. Okay, did the drugs make you do it? They say with confidence, I'm clean, yo. God damn. He doesn't seem scared by them. Might actually be clean.
Liar! You're with him!
You know how many months you do for a bike theft? They state timidly. Nah man, nah, I ain't worried about that. So there are signs of fear. We're on to something. So we can scare the person then. Alright, interesting. You know, I could just casually say, hey, you're tough, you'll be fine, prison, I'm sure. They avoid your gaze. What, you don't do time for snatching bikes, do you? My dad works for a senator, I'll be fine. Sometimes the top reveal new information that you can further pursue. Oh, you think this senator will risk his career for the sake of a bike snatching kid? Really? They shift their seats in distress. Probably not. Shit. If we don't have a deal and you're found guilty, it's absolutely prison time. But I can only give you a deal if you plead guilty. They seem concerned. But what would the deal be like? Okay, we got him. As you can see, his pulse is much faster right now. Ooh, okay. Okay, now this is off the record, but I want you to know your options. At any time, you can stop the recorder tracking your questioning. Wait a second. I can actually make a deal? This will make people suspicious. The public will ask what happened when the recording was stopped. You'll be accused, but ultimately it's your word against theirs. In a pinch though, it's something to consider. You have means of enhanced interrogation that can get a subject scared faster. Try a couple out. The actor will just pretend to be hurt. So I got options to rough up this person. Look me in the eye and say it. They breathe heavily, startled and displeased. Doing this closes them off, but as you can see, now they are terrified. Beware that if you continue roughing them up, they might pass out. Start the recorder again when you're done. I guess we did punch them in the face. I feel sorry now. Okay, now to wrap this up, we are ready to get a confession with the accusation question. Listen, you lowlife, sign this damn confession right now and maybe we can keep your dumb ass out of jail. They say in despair, fuck man, fuck, shit, okay, alright, I'll sign. And mission accomplished, report findings. Years later. Oh, I graduated from being a detective? Chief Anderson, hey, I need you to come in on the case. Fisher brought in a set of guys. They are in the interrogation room. Okay, now we got a new guy. Mordecai. I hope I'm pronouncing right for all these people names, man. We need your questioning magic in there. A confession, because all we have is circumstantial. You in? I know how there's an option for me to choose. Of course I'll be like, yes sir. So the story is Cox broke in armed with a low-cow piece, holding this Peterson up and tying him to a chair. Wife comes in, jumps for the phone. Cox drops her with 2 shots to the back before bolting. Wait, so the wife is dead then?
No shit, Sherlock.
We have the gun, no print. This Peterson was as cool as a cucumber. His wife's body just lying there in the other room. Managed to track down and also grab Cox. But we still don't have a clear picture of the murderer. Check out the files, grill them cross-examination, get me a confession, you have this. You're like putting too much faith in my skill, man. Alright, so the victim name is Heather Peterson. The incident is burglary, breaking and entry, homicide. Heather Peterson was murdered in her living room in front of the husband, who was found tied in a chair in the same room. He claimed a burglar broke in, armed with a low-caliber gun, and threatened them. Tied them up and subsequently shot Miss Peterson as she tried to use her cell phone. The gun was found outside the building near the fire escape and the theft used to enter and leave the premises. Alright. So, Cox Jerry. So this is probably the person that shot the wife then. Supposedly shot the wife. But I don't think this person murdered the wife. So he's a high school dropout with no current employment. So he's well known for a troublemaker as well. So he is the main subject and has been directly accused of tying down the couple and shooting the wife. Possibly impulsively under stress when she reached for her phone. Okay, so Darren Peterson is the husband of the victim. Although we usually avoid involving family members of the recently deceased in the investigation, he is the sole witness of the murder, and as such a key asset. He has voluntarily agreed to be interviewed. However, the police officer of the first unit at the scene reported Peterson displaying unusual calm and composure. This is a suspicious degree of detachment for someone emerging from such a traumatic and stressful situation. This raises some concerns. Interesting. Alright. I mean, I'm not gonna accuse the person straight away, so let's talk about yourself, Mr. Cox. They state calmly, "No need to Mr. me around, Chief. You can call me Munch. Do you have friends or family?" They state, sadness seeping through their voice. "Don't you drag him into this, but I got a cousin. He's probably worried about me, okay? That's good to know he has a cousin." "Very well, if you write down his phone number or address, we'll make sure he knows you are safe." They state with a tinge of disbelief in their voice. "Thanks, Chief, but I'd rather he didn't get into trouble looking for me. Just leave him out of this, okay? What made you turn to crime?" They state, making clear pauses between each statement. "What do you want, Chief? A sob story? It's pretty easy. I wanted to eat and didn't have food. Others had food or TV that you can sell for food. Why do you say you became a criminal?" They state, sadness in their eyes. "As I said, for people like me, there ain't many options in life." Oh, that's so sad. "Are you or have you been part of any criminal group?" They shake their head vigorously. "What? Of course not. Gangers are a dangerous bunch to be around. Not my cup of tea." Alright. We'll come back to this later then. He nods. "I'm sure we will." Let's go to this person. "Let's talk a bit about yourself, Daryl." They state at a low volume. "I don't know if this is the best time to get acquainted, but ask away." Or I guess I could just, try to be soft with this person, but I felt like this is a bad thing. "The first few hours must be hard. How are you handling the loss?" They state calmly, "We have to move on, don't we? Aren't you, sad that your wife died?" "So my report says you were surprisingly calm when the police found you. Do you care that little about your wife's death?" Their voice pitch rises. How dare you? I was in shock and I wanted to be as helpful as possible, so I was trying to keep my cool and be useful." Let's just go back to some other questions. I have some questions about your wife. This is interesting. Oh my god, there's so many questions. Did she get along with her colleagues at work? They state blankly. "From what I know, yes. She never told me about any serious argument anyway." Wait, that's interesting. Maybe his relationship with his wife is not that good. Do you think anyone would hate her enough to plan on harming her? They stay in disbelief. "Plan? What are you saying? That it was planned?" Yes. Burglars usually abandon their attempt if there are people at home. This one didn't, and I'm wondering why he would be so stupid. That's kind of true. He stayed with Spike. "Those sort of people don't think straight. They just can't. Too dumb for it. Probably why he ended up a criminal to begin with." I guess I could ask, what were you and your wife doing that night before it all happened? They spit out the words with venom in their eyes. "Being robbed by a burglar, you and your fellow policeman didn't catch in time. God damn it. Can you be nice? I mean, were the doors locked, the lights on? They state blankly, yes, the doors were locked and the lights were on in the living room. So it was clear to anyone on the house outside someone was in the house and the burglar still came in. Yes, that murderer piece of trash knew we were here. Actually, yeah, why did he tie you down? They state calmly, I guess he was scared I would try to fight him off. Okay. Did he also wanted to tie down your wife? Yes, he was telling her to sit down when she darted towards the phone. That's when he shot her. Well, where were you and your wife when you first saw him? We were in the living room. Is this relevant to the investigation? Yes! Technically, yes. I need to know when and where you saw this person. At what point did the burglar pull out the gun? They stayed raising their voice. He had his gun out when he burst in. How did you react when you saw the gun? They stayed calmly. I put my hands up, of course. I told him that he could take whatever he wanted, as long as he did not hurt us. Let's talk about the burglary. They stayed defensively. Again with this, what more do you want to know? Were you aware there were people inside? They stayed, a quick smile on the corners of their mouth. How could I know about that? I don't have cameras in people's toilet like you boys do. But they were home. Did you see them? They stayed defensively. I bolted down the ladder before I could see anyone. So you're telling me that you didn't know they were inside? You lied to me one more time and I'll stop playing nice. We caught you with stolen items, so don't tell me you just backed off. Fuck, okay. There was no one inside, so I climbed in and looked around. So if they weren't in the bedroom, when did you notice them? They described in a neutral voice. After I jumped in, I heard voices inside the apartment somewhere. Sounded like they were fighting or something. Well, were the lights on or off? I wouldn't go in if the lights were on. Mr. Peterson says that the lights were on. Come on man, don't start with these things. Why do you think I would enter a house with people in it? True, that actually makes sense. So the fire escape ladder was already down? They seem annoyed. Yeah, it was. Do I look like a circus acrobat to you? We found the husband tied down. He claims you did that. He erupted in anger. What? That lying sheep lump. Do you think I will carry a rope around just in case? Nah, I'm not into that shibari shit. The gun that shot Miss Peterson was found near the fire escape ladder you used. Someone must have dropped it or something. I told you, I know nothing about the murderer. You say the weapon isn't yours, yet you were the only one at the scene. That doesn't add up. Chief, ask anyone, go search my house, do whatever you want. I never had a gun. I don't even know how to use one. Anyone could have dropped it there. Let's go back to the other guy. How were things in your marriage? Oh, they stayed in anger. That's quite personal. When you've been married for 7 years, things get complicated. The argument you had on the night of the attack, was that common in your relationship? They stayed blankly. Well, there's no point denying it. Although I don't think it's any of your business. Yes, we were arguing. We did a lot of arguing lately. So what? So I understand that you and your wife had frequent disagreement lately. They fix you with their stare. What are you, a couple therapist? She just knew what buttons to push to start an argument, that is all. Marsh claims he does not own a gun and there is no evidence tying one to him. Their voice cracked. Well, he's clearly lying, or perhaps he stole mine. I keep it in the bedroom. You said you own a gun. You are not registered as a gun owner. The state legislation doesn't say I need to register. I bought it at a gun fair anyway. What about it? Then why didn't you try to use the gun in self-defense? They state calmly, I couldn't reach it in time. I was even waiting for an opportunity to test my aim on filth like him. So you were prepared for such an event? They crossed their arms defensively. Seeing how dangerous this city is nowadays, criminals running loose while the police force is too corrupt to do anything about it, You have to be ready to take matters into your own hands, no offense. I understand your concerns, but most people don't have the stomach to shoot even in self-defense. Do you think you would have been able to? Oh, their voice quiver in anger. Yes, when the system doesn't protect you, you have to do it yourself. If we had an armed neighborhood watch, feels like that burglar wouldn't have dared to step on our street. Quite harsh views you have, Mr. Peterson. Do you really think this burglar deserves to die? Hell yes! With some people, there's no alternative. You have to take things into your own hands and get tough. Only way this world will ever be better place is if honest people stand up with force if necessary. Vigilante justice, you think that's the solution? They fix you with their stare. There is so much filth out there, and the system that's supposed to clean it is just as dirty. If honest people like you and me don't take action, the filth will drown us all. It is the only solution. Just you and me? That won't change much, don't you think? Their voice is booming with energy. There's many of us out there who think like this. We found each other online, like-minded people, willing to take up the responsibility, do the right thing. We? What are you talking about? A political platform? Oh, they start speaking faster. No, politics is their game. If we play by their rules, we lose because it's a rigged game. We need to short-circuit the whole system, shake the entire establishment. That takes a coordinated effort though. How will that happen? They stay calmly. There's this group I was talking about. We mostly meet online, forums, boards, chat room. It's a great tool to organize ourselves, plan things out. What sort of plan are you talking about? They speak with confidence and conviction. I don't know for sure. I don't have the right to the chat room where things are organized, but it will certainly be big. Who has access then? He smiles. The chat room are anonymous, of course. We know each other by our ID, mostly veterans, people that have been involved for a long time. They assign a mentor to new people. Mine is Home Bunny 49. Silly name, I know. What needs to be discussed in such secrecy? He smiles. I don't know for sure, but it's the place where they assign actual tasks and set up meeting. Things are picking up recently. It's all very exciting to be part of the Liberation Front. If you want some links to the forums, I'll give them to you after we're done here. Better not be some shady website, man. About a frequent disagreement between you and your wife, any other details you feel you might have left out. They speak with steady, careful wording. Yes, many fights started with her criticizing me, especially about not having a job. So you and your wife argued often and she blamed you for getting fired? Yes, she was relentless about it, mostly blamed me for it. Wouldn't believe me that my boss was a bastard. That he had it in for me. I assume you were fighting over this on the night of the break-in as well, right? They shrugged stiffly. Actually, yes, that's what started it that night as well. It was a common thing for us. It must have been so frustrating for you, her constant pestering. They looked lost in thought. Yes, I guess it was. I just had enough, you know. You've been with someone for 7 years, you expect some respect by that point, some consideration. But no, she could be such a shrew sometimes, I'm telling you. So that is why you seem so composed about the situation. You actually hated her. Their voice lowered to a near whisper. I did, yes. I'm not happy she died, but I can't help but feel relieved that she won't be blaming me for all the things that went wrong. I should confront him. Daryl, honestly, who killed your wife? They state, their voice shaky. What do you mean? That damn burglar, who do you think killed her? To me, it's clear you have no love for your wife. You resent her. I would go so far as to say you hate her. Their voice is wavering. She I did hate her, yes. I hated her arrogance. I hated her friends. I hated her fucking bonsai trees. I hated the disrespect she had for me. But that doesn't mean I would ever hurt her. And even more that night, you had an argument and you also saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on the burglar you spotted coming in. Is that right? They blabber. What? How? I mean... Oh, so I got more options now. I'm actually finally solving the case. You know what? I think I will just probably threaten this person. Listen, Peterson, I have you on record saying that you hated your wife and that you plan dangerous activities online. If you don't confess, I'll make sure you are convicted for terrorist intent and you rot in prison for the rest of your miserable life. A deep sadness engulfed his crackling voice. Is that your idea of justice? I admit, I killed her. She had it coming, as do many others, such as you. And the corrupt system that puts people like you in position of power. Your time will come. Alright, let's report the findings. Interrogation successful. With the confession secured, Daryl Peterson will be going to jail for a long time. What is this Liberation Front business though? Good work in there. I have something important I need to discuss with you. But before that, I need you to finish up the press release we are putting out about this case. Help them word it. Then come see me. Wait, I have to write about... Oh god. Alright, you guys know what? I've actually been recording for quite a while. How do I feel about this game? Honestly, oh damn, this game is actually difficult. I've been trying to figure out how to soften the people up and confess their crimes. And whoo boy, one false action might actually mess up your interrogation, I guess. So how do I find about this game? I honestly find it alright. It's actually interesting. If you're really interested in this type of games, the link is down in the description. You can interrogate the suspect yourself. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, whatever you guys like to do, and I will see you guys later.